Hey everybody, Jane here, and today I'm doing a review on Cold Moon. And it is a Lincoln Rhyme book in the series, book number 7. And I did want to give a couple disclaimers before I rant about the book, because that's what I'm about to do. The first is, I've never read another book in the series. I probably won't read another book in the series, but it is possible that because I've never read another book in the series, that made it so I didn't enjoy this one as much as I potentially could have. Because I really didn't enjoy this book, it was a 2 out of 5 for me, and I don't give books 2s very often. I will not be continuing on the series because this series is probably just not for me. But I did want to leave that disclaimer. I might not have liked it because I haven't read other books in the series, though I didn't feel lost. So take from that what you will. Number 2, I did listen to this on audio, and it is possible there was some abridgment because it was an audio. And they mention that at the end, like, as they're going through, like, the people who helped make this abridged for audio. Now, I assume, maybe incorrectly, that that is just, like, taking out some of the he said, she said, or adding he said, she said when it's not clear. I am not entirely sure, but I did listen to the audiobook version, so it's possible that that in some way influenced my enjoyment of the book. I can say I feel like most people are either going to love this book or hate this book, depending on how you feel about twists. This book, my biggest complaint is that it has way too many twists, but if you are into way too many twists and don't think there's such a thing as too many twists, you may love this book, because there are a lot of twists, stuff that I didn't see coming, I don't think you'll see coming. I don't think anybody possibly could see coming. So, I wanted to throw those things out here. If you love books with a lot of twists, this might very much be up your alley. It was not up mine. So what is this book about? Well, Lincoln Rhyme is a paralyzed detective, and he investigates crime scenes with, I know his nursing aide helps, his girlfriend, who is, I believe, a member of the police force, her name is Amelia. They are detectives. And I actually had found this book when I was looking for books for the October disability reads, and I found that, but I didn't want to read it as part of my disability reads reading TBR. It didn't quite fit in as well with the prompts as some of the other books I chose, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, because Lincoln Rhyme did not appear as much in this book as I really wanted him to. But that was kind of why I picked it up. Paraplegic detective, murder mystery, yes please. So Lincoln and Amelia are called in to help find the serial killer called the Watchmaker. So far, there have been 2 murders, and there has been a ticking clock at each murder. The first person, I think, had their throat crushed and was in a back alleyway, and the second person, they found a ton of blood on a pier and a clock, but the body they think was washed away in the water. They're still looking for it when we intro. And so Lincoln and his girlfriend Amelia are supposed to be going in and helping them catch the Watchmaker. As I said, I gave this book a 2 out of 5. I really, really didn't like it. So a 2 out of 5 for me means that I felt there was something fundamentally flawed in the writing of the book that led to my lack of enjoyment. If a book is written okay and I just don't love it, I'll tend to put it as a 3. Or equally, if it's maybe not written great but I still enjoyed it, I'll put it as a 3. This book started as a 3. It was fine up until about the middle. Then the middle, stuff went haywire, and once stuff went all the way haywire, I just couldn't love it anymore, and I felt like it was a mess. So, besides too many twists and turns, which is my main complaint and what I felt was book breaking about this book, a couple other complaints I had in the beginning of the book, and if you'd have asked me like midway when I thought the book was still a 3, kind of why it was a 3. And a couple of those things were just, there's a lot of point of views, and maybe too many for this book. So we had, the Watchmaker has an accomplice, and we were in the accomplice's point of view an awful lot. Is Amelia's point of view. There's a couple other people involved who were kind of in their point of view, and I just don't like personally books that have so many points of view. I'm kind of a 2 point of view person max in most cases, especially when this is not a super, super long book. So I felt like there was too many points of view, and I didn't really love that we are in the accomplice's point of view very much. That ended up being kind of a moot point later on. But the accomplice is also very, very disturbing. And so a lot of what was said was uncomfortable. I should add there is trigger warnings in this book for sexual assault and child abuse. Not together. But it's still, some of the content in this book was a little bit disturbing, especially with the accomplice. So the other issue I had too was the narrative voice. And this could be because I was listening to it on audio, but I feel like this is probably just the case in the book. The narrative voice is kind of invasive. Like, there is a narrative voice. And I feel like with third person point of view, a lot of times, if it's limited third person point of view, you don't have that invasive narrative voice. You're kind of in the voice of the characters or in the head of the characters. In this book, I really could hear the narrative voice, and I found that distracting. So, yeah, those are the 3 big complaints I had. Too many points of view, really invasive narrative voice, and then the thing that I felt made it a 2 for me. Those things would have made it like a 3. It was okay up until all the twists. And then the twist happened, and it got stupid. So, if you love twist, you might enjoy this book. I am going to go into a spoiler section so I can tell you about all these twists and why that didn't work. And some of the things that, like, why the accomplice was creepy and stuff like that. So if you are not interested in having the book spoiled for you, you might want to end here. Otherwise, come on with me. We're going to go on a journey, and I'm going to give you a little rant about why this book did not work for me. For anybody leaving, I am Jane. My social media is below. I'll see you next time. All right, spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, guys, this book. So I'm going to start with the least spoilery thing, which is the accomplice is a rapist. He's a creepy rapist, and like all he thinks about all the time is raping women. So him and the watchmaker have this agreement. The watchmaker is basically going to kill him, and then the accomplice is going to rape them. Sort of. That's the plan. We're given the plan at the beginning. And we spend quite a bit of time in the accomplice's point of view, and he was just kind of creepy and disturbing, and like he was meant to be creepy and disturbing, but I don't really need to be in the head of a rapist. I'm good. We also find out that this accomplice has raped his sister when she was a teenager, and that was kind of gross, but we don't like get details on that. We just learn that after he's caught. So kind of the thing that didn't work for me about this book is we think we're following a serial killer who's killing people with watches. And I like serial killers, so I'm cool with that. And it's kind of neat. He's torturing people and using these watches so that they can click down their death time or something. And that's interesting. And I was on board with that. I thought I was picking up a book investigating that. Then we learn that no, the watchmaker didn't really kill anybody. Neither of the 2 people who died were killed by the watchmaker. One was in a car accident and they stole the body, and the other person, it was him, his own blood. He faked the crime scene because he was trying to bust corrupt police officers. And Amelia her dad was related to that. She starts off thinking that her dad was one of the corrupt police officers, but we learn that he wasn't. But anyway, so first twist is, no, I didn't kill anybody. I'm the watchmaker, but I didn't kill anybody. But I was just busting these corrupt police officers. And I was trying to, like, my accomplice guy wasn't really going to let him rape anybody, but I was making it so you could catch him. All lame, all crazy. I didn't love that twist. But if that had been the twist, I still would have probably given it a 3 out of 5. I didn't love it. I was okay. I was not in love with it, but it was okay. Like, it was fine. But then we're led to believe that he's actually going to try to steal something in a museum heist, okay? So now we're kind of thinking that this is going around, and like our Lincoln Rhyme guy is like, well, maybe he's doing this, okay? And then, no, it is not a serial murder. It is not a sting to catch police officers. It is not a museum heist. This is all a distraction for the police officers so that this guy can do a terrorist attack for right-wing extremists. So he's trying, the watchmaker guy, the guy we called the watchmaker, he is actually a hired assassin, and he was hired by these right-wing extremists to plant a bomb in a building. Yeah. So, and when they come and catch the extremist, they find that there's child abuse going on, because, you know, people who are going to try to kill veterans also have to abuse children, because why not? Anyway, so yeah, this book, I really was frustrated because that was all, like, there's all these twists and turns, and Lincoln and his crew do eventually be like, hey, this must be what's happening, so we'll save all those people. So the bomb went off, but it didn't kill anybody, it's fine. And then the watchmaker bad guy, after all this, still escapes at the end. And I'm like, so there's no justice. Now, granted, the guy didn't really do anything other than got hired to plant this bomb, but it was a mess. And this book was so crazy, and it wasn't very long. And I think that's the other thing, is I didn't see the twist coming. I didn't feel like it was real well plotted, maybe. I'm not really sure what happened here, but this book, to me, was a complete train wreck. Now, if you like the twist, and maybe your experience would be different, because a lot of people rated this book high. This book on Goodreads is like 4 point something. And I guess the author is very famous for his twists, so maybe it's just not for me. Maybe this particular book is just not for me, and that's okay. I didn't love it. I didn't like the twist, and I was really disappointed kind of by the whole thing. So yeah, that was my take on Cold Moon. I cannot believe there's that many twists. I can't believe the bad guy got away. And the whole reason I picked this up was for the paraplegic detective who really didn't do anything in the whole book. So yeah, 2 out of 5. I didn't love it, and maybe you do, and that's fine, but it definitely was not a book for me. I don't like that many twists in my stories. Thank you. Alright guys, this is Jane. My social media is below. Please like and subscribe if you have not subscribed already. Leave a comment if you've read any of the books in the Lincoln Rhyme series. Was this just one standout book that was kind of crazy? Is this typical in the series? Should I try another one if I didn't like this one? Give me some feedback. I would love to know. Also, by the way, if you enjoy reading romance, I am a romance writer. My book places to find my books are below in the social media. Please check them out. Alright guys, this is Jane signing off. Bye.